This episode of Out of Spec Reviews is brought to you by Magna. More on that later.
Hi there, this is Dave from Out of Spec Reviews. Welcome to another Out of Spec Reviews video, where today it's going to be a fun one. We're driving into, and when I say we, my wife Kathy and I are driving into Manhattan to the new Genesis house in the Meatpacking District, where we're going to check out the Genesis house. What's it all about? I hear there's a restaurant there, a library there, a showcase of the cars, a conference center. I'm really intrigued to figure out what they're doing there. In addition, we're going to be checking out the new GV60, which is kind of the sister ship to this, which we do have an order in, and so we want to check it out. We haven't really seen one yet. So stick with us for another episode of Out of Spec Reviews. We're going to have a fun time today. So here we are at the Genesis house, and it's time to go in. Let's check this out. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
So what a beautiful facility this is. And you know, what's amazing here is the facility itself is 46,000 square feet. And really what it is a showcase of all of the Genesis products, from the cars, the SUVs, the components. But it's much more than that, because what's really happening here is Genesis is stepping up to the plate, and they're creating a new identity or rebranding and making sure that everyone understands. It's one thing to win J.D. Power Best Car of the Year, but it's another thing to have the facility and the brand and the commitment of the product behind what's really going on. So over here we've got the GV60 in the mint color on the 21-inch wheels. This is a gorgeous car. I personally wouldn't spec mine with that color on the outside, but this GV60 over here, this white one, is fantastic. I think this looks amazing. Now, I know that a lot of people have been commenting that the GV60 doesn't look quite as good in the pictures as perhaps it does in person. And I don't know, for me, I thought it looked really good in the pictures, but I think it looks even better in person. It's interesting, they've got a signature grille that doesn't make you think it's an EV, right? This looks like just a compact utility vehicle. And I really, really do love this car. I love the display of this. Look at this over here. Amazing concept car. This thing's got lines reminiscent of, to me, I see Aston Martin written all over this. Now the designer of the Genesis brands and of this car has been a designer of a number of different cars, including the Murcielago, the Lambo, as well as the Bentley. I believe he did the SUV of the Bentley. But this facility itself is really what I want to focus on today. Again, getting back to the commitment of Genesis. Now, you look at this facility here and the commitment of the brand that Hyundai is putting forth with the Genesis. To me, it's like, you know what? They have not only arrived, now I know it's been 72 years since that happened, but when you think about what South Korea has done, and the quality products that they are bringing out, it's just incredible to me. Now this facility is showcasing their products, obviously, and it's showcasing their brand and their commitment. This board here, if you hear what sounds like clicking noise, this is very interesting, kind of a throwback to what has now become LED, physically, manually changing each one of the pixels. Just love this. It's a fantastic display of old technology, and then obviously new technology over here with the GV60. So now this facility itself is called Genesis House. It's in the Meatpacking District here in Manhattan, and it's got 3 floors, which is quite amazing. And the first floor that you walk into is the showcase of the products themselves. We have the G70 sedan over there. We've got the G80 over here. I don't believe there's a G90 right here. But you know what has really empowered Genesis over the last, let's call it 2 years, to be able to build a facility like this, to be able to commit themselves to a facility like this. It's really the GV70, I'm sorry, the GV70 and the GV80 that are just selling like hotcakes. And when we think about Genesis, a lot of people may not know this, a lot of people do, but it is a brand unto itself since 2015, currently being marketed through mostly Hyundai dealerships. Now, I do believe there is a dedicated Genesis dealer in Louisiana, before that in Puerto Rico. And what's happening here is that if you're buying a Mercedes, you're buying a BMW or something like that, you come to a level of expectation in terms of the type of facility that you're going to be coming into when you buy a car. And this Genesis house is really showcasing the possibilities of what the dealers are going to be looking like. Now, as I go downstairs, I want to show you this facility has a conference space that is associated with the facility itself. And this is a space that can be used, it can be rented out. So if you need a space in New York City, this is an incredible place to hold a conference, perhaps a corporate conference, or maybe something to do with a school or a graduation or what have you. But please reach out to Genesis House if you're looking to rent out this facility. This is an amazing facility here that has, I mean, you just use your imagination as what you could use this for. It's pretty amazing. This particular display over here was used in Korea for the launch of a product, I don't know which one, back when the Olympics were held in Korea. And they brought this unit here. It's kind of an interesting tribute. This is not projection. This is, each one of these panels is actually a display. It is just wild looking. And I know when they launched the Genesis house here a few months ago, they actually parked the car right here and were able to have some of the YouTube reviewers. I saw some of the reviews online where they parked the car right there and they could actually go through the car. But again, this facility just is quite an amazing thing. So I think what I want to do right now is go upstairs. They have elevators here, and you'll notice that the elevator is actually in the signature copper color of Genesis, which is amazing. So I say we go up to the 3rd floor and check out what's up there, because it is just, if you're hungry, this is the place to go on the 3rd floor.
You join me back at the office with these incredible views to thank Magna. Now, Magna is a technology company that produces not only parts for cars, but also technological solutions from manufacturing and design and engineering. They cover so many parts of the automotive sector, and I bet you've interacted with a Magna product in your life before. Magna actually is very near and dear to my heart because their partnership, Magna Steyr in Austria, produced my first car, a Mini Countryman, and it was built right there in Graz. A lot of you are also familiar, Magna's going to be producing the Fisker Ocean in their Magna Steyr factory, and they also build G-Wagons, and nothing gets tougher than a G. So really excited about our partnership with Magna, of course. They are also hiring for engineers, so we know a lot of you guys are super interested in technology and automotive. I'll leave a link below so you can learn more about possible opportunities at Magna, but of course we want to thank them for sponsoring today's video and being such a huge supporter of Out of Spec. Truly, they are pushing mobility forwards responsibly and sustainably.
All right, so we're actually on the 2nd floor. There's the lower lobby, the ground level, and then the 2nd floor. But watch what happens when I step off this elevator. Amazing facility here. An actual Michelin-rated chef or 2 chefs from Korea are running this restaurant here at Genesis House. Currently, it's not open for lunch. I wish it were because I'm hungry. But dinner, it opens at 5 o'clock. I highly recommend you come in here. They've got, this is just an amazing, amazing location, amazing facility. And I think, we're talking about overlooking the Hudson River. If you can see out there, beautiful views. You're in a great location. And one of the other things that I found fascinating, first of all, look at this roof line. I mean, again, the attention to detail, and I don't know, the folks here from Genesis have been super friendly. Unfortunately, I can't get them to come on camera with me, which I do understand, but they were telling me the names of the designers of the architecture in here. But one thing that is really amazing is they have a library here. Now, you can take any one of these books and you can read it anywhere in the facility. And they have all kinds of really incredible nooks and crannies that you can sit down and read the book. I mean, what they're really delivering here, dare I say, similar to Neo House in China, but they're bringing this to the United States right now, Genesis is. And the types of books that they have here are just designer fashion books about photography. And then over here, they have a whole section dedicated to cars, of which a lot of them are about Bentleys, of course. And that book down there is actually bound in leather, which is quite incredible, actually made by and put together by the folks in England that craft the seats. So, you know, when you're talking about high-end attention to detail, I don't know, I'm sort of blown away with this facility. And the correlation between what you see here, what you can touch and feel, I absolutely think it translates into the car, which I want to go over with you some of my first impressions of the GV60, because this is just a great way to educate the consumers that Genesis is here. They are on the map. They're going to be creating their own dealer network. They've already got, like I mentioned earlier, they've already got their first couple of places open. One, I think, in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, and perhaps one in Goshen, New York, is coming on very soon. So exciting times for Genesis. I'm very proud to say welcome to the United States for Genesis House, because this is truly fascinating. I mean, look outside here. What a great place to just come and hang out. You got the High Line right there. You can sit here, grab a drink, go out there. I mean, imagine this place at night. This is a 10 out of 10, if not a 10.5 out of 10. I'm loving it. So as I look at this GV60, I gotta say, it's beautiful. I really love the look of this car. This particular vehicle is not in the matte white. It's a gloss finish on the clear coat, but there is a matte white that you can get as well. There's a number of different colors. If you spin around, you'll see this mint green color over there that is just, you know, not my cup of tea, but it's a pretty car. Now, both these cars have 21-inch wheels on them, which is the spec that's going to be coming with the all-wheel drive performance model. I think the wheels look amazing, and the specs on the all-wheel drive performance are quite impressive. I think it's like 429 horsepower, and they basically, what they've done is they've taken the motor from the rear and duplicated that in the front, whereas in my Ioniq 5 that I have today, which is all-wheel drive, the motor in the rear is much larger than the motor in the front. I'm still pulling 4.8 0 to 60 in my Ioniq 5, but Hyundai is saying that this car will do 0 to 60 in about 4 seconds, and there's a boost button on this car that I'm sure some of you have seen, but I believe this thing, in its full-blown all-wheel drive performance model, this thing's going to be under 4 seconds. That's my prediction. But let's talk about this. The styling lines on this car right here. You've got the dual separated LEDs. I still see this sort of pixelization theme that's carried over from the Ioniq 5, but this is a much more rounded car than my angular Ioniq 5. They have this grille here, which is signature Genesis in terms of all of there are active dampers in here, which are used to open and close to cool the battery for sure, but this does not look like an EV to me. This looks, quite honestly, I must say, it looks a lot like the Porsche Macan to me. Now, in European spec, they have the electronic mirrors. In the US, we won't be getting that. You'll have the same, as you approach the car, the door handles will come out. On the driver's side, there's actually a face recognition camera, and there's what do they call that? Fingerprint scanning that you can actually start the car. So you don't even have to have a key fob with you to start this car. It knows who you are based on your face. I don't know if people are going to hold up pictures of themselves on the car and try and fake this, but it's great if you don't have your key with you. As you come around to the back of the car, everyone's been talking about this signature Z right here in a chrome accent. I don't think it really stands out that much. I mean, there's a lot of piano black here. I am told that the car itself, I'll show you this in a minute, but the car itself will have the pull-out glove box, which everyone was up in arms about with the Ioniq 5, because the European spec of the Ioniq 5 had the pull-out, and then when the US spec Ioniq 5 came to shores, it had the regular glove box. This rear spoiler and the integration into the back of the car, it looks amazing. And I don't know, I really think this car has some amazing, really, to me, I love the look of it. I really do. Very similar in terms of size. This has a Bang & Olufsen sound system, which the Bose system in the Ioniq 5 is okay. I've got the Limited, as some of you know, I asked a couple of questions of some of the product specialists about whether or not this car is going to have plug-in charge, and I don't know that we have an answer on that, but I was told this car will be delivered with HDA2, meaning lane changes, and I was also told that it will have en-route preconditioning. So that's a big deal, because you don't have that currently in the Ioniq 5. And the question I have is, my 2022 Ioniq 5, which does not have preconditioning, whether it's manual like the EV Hummer or en route based on where you're going in the integrated navigation system. I'm hearing that maybe the 2022 Ioniq 5s don't have the hardware necessary to allow for preconditioning, and 2023s I'm hearing will. This car, I am told, will have preconditioning and en-route planning. So if it doesn't have plug-in charge, not a big deal. When you look inside the car here, you can see, everyone's talked about this, but the one thing that I notice immediately when you open the car is the aroma. We're talking about real nice leather. And as a matter of fact, is the light color interior, and it's the one with the, I don't know what they call that, the cross hatching. Here, let me show you this too. Again, Genesis is coming out with some pretty wild colors. I don't know if you've seen the yellow one. It's like a lime yellow, but check out this interior here. And this has the real Napa level, and this is where you get the wafting, the smell of real high quality. I mean, everything about this in terms of the seats is just ekes of quality. And everyone's talked about the magic ball, right? I forget what the heck they call that thing, but when you're one of the problems with EVs is that if you don't know if the car is on or not, there's no tachometer that shows you the engine speed. And so, sometimes I get in my Ioniq 5 and I try and put it into drive, and the car doesn't go, and then I realize, oh, I'm in like maintenance mode or utility mode or something like that. The thing that Genesis did here in such an elegant fashion was that little ball, it'll actually spin around and it'll show you whether or not you can go into park or drive or reverse or neutral. And if you can do that, the car's ready to drive. So, look, I can't drive the car today. I wish I could. I'm a fan, guys. I don't know. I'm not sure what's going to happen here, but this might be making it into a Conner driveway soon. All right, so good news, folks. I got the wife to sit in the car, and here we go. The thing about this particular car and why she sat in this one, I know if we do get one, she would definitely go for the white. Not the matte, but that color white. But this interior is just throwing her over the edge, and I'm gonna take you inside here. Just you look at these seats. So Kathy, I want to thank you first of all for your filming today of me and putting up with me.
I hope I'm
but
doing
you know, I've been after Kathy to say, oh, we got to go see the GV60. She's like, I don't really want to go. I don't really want to go. Now, what do you think?
This is beautiful. Look at these seats. These are I love the piping. They have this beautiful piping on the seat.
I just noticed that.
Yeah, absolutely stunning.
It's the copper color, and it actually, I see it in the back. It shines. It's
yes,
like iridescent.
That's exactly
oh, that is wild. I don't know what seats these are, but I understand they are. These are the Napa. They're going to be more money, honey. You know that.
That would be worth it.
Yeah.
These are beautiful. And then this beautiful orb. I think it's called an orb. I don't know what it is, but that, for someone like me, when it's so quiet when you start the EV, that would tell me if my car is on or my car is off.
Yeah.
Like that, I think that's a game. And plus, it looks incredibly cool.
Right.
Tons of room down here on the bottom. I
yeah.
can throw my bags, my stuff, and the steering wheel is beautiful.
How's the leather on? Does it feel like leather on the steering wheel?
Yes, I think so. I mean, I guess we'll have to, but I think it's I think this is stunning. I'm incredibly surprised and impressed.
A couple of small observations about this car as well. It has a, I don't know if it's, what do you call that? It's almost like a suede. Yeah, it's a fabric of some sort. The material choices that they're using in these cars is really amazing.
Very high end.
The two screens very similar to my Ioniq 5, although they're curved, which is interesting and nice. And the other thing that I noticed is the steering wheel controls for in and out and up and down are actually power, which is very nice because you know, then it can be tied to your ID. So when you go into the car, or if you do face recognition, not only with the mirrors and the seat, but also the steering wheel will be in the correct position as well. What are your other thoughts about it, Kath?
Well, it's very comfortable. There's some really different interiors in some of the other cars, but this one speaks to me. I like this one a lot. I like the detail, the piping, the quality.
Now the roof is.
It doesn't look as big as the one you have in the.
Yeah, it does look a little smaller. You're right,
and you know, for me, you know, and I think for any driver, nobody's in the back seat anymore. So I just need the light coming in. So that's not a game changer. I think that's.
But it doesn't open. It's a fixed panel roof.
I know,
yeah.
Yeah.
So now the other thing is this car has heated and cooled seats in the front and also heated seats in the rear. So Bailey is going to be happy if we end up getting one of these.
Oh, well, it's all about Bailey, isn't it? Yes, yes.
So as we look in the back seat here, you notice it's got this integrated cup holder, which I think looks fantastic. It also has the shades, similar to my Ioniq 5, same exact thing with the limited model. You get those shades. Again, the back seat is amazing, but look at this. This is pretty wild. You got this giant compartment over here, and it's pretty impressive. And then as well, I'm just saying, you've got the video to load V2L, right? So the ability to power anything from within the car. There's a plug inside there, and this will also be able to handle powering things from the outside if you get the adapter, which I already have. So the adapter right here, you can plug that in and take electricity out of the car as well as put it in the car. So look, I think we've done Genesis House proud today, Kath. What do you think? Excellent. So you want the lime green yellow one? Is that it? Listen, I want to thank my friends here at Genesis House today for helping us learn about not only the cars, but also the whole context of why Genesis House exists, what they're trying to do. I must say, everyone has been super professional, super helpful. The people here, come by. The restaurant looks amazing. The library, I was talking to the library curator. awesome dude. He understands the books. Again, you can't take the books outside of the facility, but look at all the places that you can come and go downstairs, hang out, and just check it out. So again, I am super impressed. And if Genesis had the intention of trying to provide a holistic sort of philosophy, is that the right word? An approach to how to own a car, a lifestyle? I'm liking this. Folks, Genesis is on the map. They are here. They've been here, but they're really here now. Have a great day, everyone. Enjoy. Thanks again for watching another Out of Spec Reviews video.